Taurus, good morning. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. If you're new to my channel, thank you for clicking on me. If you're returning, thank you. I truly appreciate it. This isn't my day job. Take that into consideration as to how often I can upload videos. If you want to request a private reading, there is a link in the description. There is also a link for Venmo for donations to the channel. Please take into consideration these the readings are general, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you're a cross watcher, reverse the roles if you need to. And please be aware that this is Mercury retrograde until the 29th, November 48. Authority. You're being asked to step up and take on the next level of personal authority. It's hard to build something without a clear blueprint, so look at your definition of a strong leader and decide whether you need to amend it. Remember how you felt as a kid about your parents, the school principal, priest, police, and teachers, and observe whether they used their responsibility wisely and encouraged you to develop yours, or whether you needed to rebel to be safe. Notice your relationship to the concept of divine authority and investigate if it was something to be feared, ignored, or expanded. Did it offer you safety or refuge? These patterns affect both how you react to outside authority and what you expect from yourself as a parent, professional, or leader. Sort between the traits that worked and those not worth emulating. Deconstruct assumptions about authority that no longer serve you. Authority is no longer what other people carry, it is what you are developing within. Take responsibility for healing old wounds around empowerment and create new blueprints. If needed, tell off someone who abused their authority, either in person, in therapy, or in a letter you burn and release. Get the training and certification you need. Create a mental collage of good role models, people who lead in a way that empower others. Create a clear picture of a competent, responsible, lovable, and empowering authority. Step into that role and be that pillar in your community and family with confidence. So maybe somebody out there is having some issues, some problems with this authority, whether it be somebody else's authority or stepping into your own power. Or maybe you, since this is retrograde, maybe you are worried, maybe one of those people is looking in on you, checking in on you, sending text messages, trying to get you to open back up to them, or perhaps you are thinking of sending a message and reaching out. Please do some shadow work. Find out if you really want that person back in your life, or if maybe you're just looking for closure. Are you trying to create something out of nothing? Maybe one of you might be pregnant. Also a time that you could become pregnant, so if you don't want to be, please take necessary precautions. I know the Empress is never, it's not the a Taurus card. However, I usually see it as such because of usually the earth and the creativity, and maybe some of you are letting go of being alone. Be aware of loneliness. Sometimes it is too much. Or maybe you're thinking of moving towards something new. Well, you're tired of being lonely, and so you're thinking of stepping out and finding a new relationship. You want to create something new. What is this new relationship that Taurus is trying to create? Or what is this new relationship that Taurus wants to create? Inner harmony. There may be a break in communication at home with loved ones. So there may be some relationship uncertainties. You're wanting to mend relationships. Yeah, like I said, we are in retrograde. So it could be with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. One of those air signs. However, there's deep-seated concern about, there could be some concern about reaching out to these people. Release the worry, because there is hope as long as you're willing to put in the effort. However, you do need to take care of your mental health. I know that it's not as isolating as it may seem. A lot of other people are going through the same thing, especially Thanksgiving right around the corner next weekend. Yeah. Goodness gracious, maybe there's a Virgo involved because the Hermit card has come out twice. You got Judgment, which is self-doubt, self-loathing. You're feeling alone at the moment. I'm sorry, Taurus. That's rough, especially on a Taurus. We love our family. We love to be surrounded by them. We worship and adore our family, especially our children. Maybe they're not able to be with you this holiday. They live on the other side of the U.S. or something, or on the other, across the pond, as they say. The Hermit speaks to a level of spiritual knowledge. So don't ignore your inner voice. Work on healing yourself. You may need to, you probably took some time to unplug from them. There may have been some toxic issues going on and you needed to take a step away from them. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to do that soul searching alone without them. Like I said, Taurus loves their family and we would do anything for them, and sometimes as a Taurus, I can say that. But you're turning your back on something that must be done and is crossing you. You doubt yourself harshly, perhaps not giving yourself time to reflect with full awareness. So So yeah, you're judging yourself instead of them, and you need to remember what they did and why you had to separate yourself from them. There is a reason. You should be focused on that. Let's keep going, please. (21 and 26), so 3 and 8. This is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realized in your life. Great abundance in yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action, and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation, forgo ambitions, for ambitious activity, a pregnant pause. And I see the Empress card over there. Forgo ambitious activity, allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book, or get a massage. Rest and dream. Okay, so there is a lot of energy here saying the Hermit. Maybe there's a dream of yours that you should be working on instead of this relationship, and just allow it to go ahead and sit there. Go ahead and keep yourself in hermit mode. What is this thing that Taurus is supposed to be working on besides this relationship? Your broken home, your shattered dreams. Maybe you need to be cleaning your house or getting your house in order. Maybe there's some project around the house that you need to be getting in order. You know, sometimes there are things that are broken around the house, and we've just left it there because it's so painful that we don't want to deal with it. However, that shattered dream is literally just sitting there staring at us, and it's time for it to go. That broken vase that you never did pick up and put back together, you swore you were going to glue that broken piece back on, and you just haven't gotten around to it, and it's still sitting there staring at you. And that's, you know, either fix it or get rid of it. It's time for that. Because those broken things like that, they stick around, and they remind us of promises that were either made to us by someone else or promises that we made to ourselves. And they're reminding us that they're still sitting there broken and untouched. And that's difficult. I see a lot of hard work that needs to be done, some productivity. So like I said, maybe there are some projects around the house that you need to take care of. Clean out some closets. get rid of old clothes that don't fit you, get rid of get rid of going with the kid theme, get rid of their old toys that they're no longer going to come back for. If you can always take them to Goodwill, you can always drop them off. If it's that you don't want to let go of them because of the memories, you can always take a picture of it before sending it away. A lot of us with abandonment issues, we will hold on to things because we don't want to abandon the item. So just remember that if you send it to Goodwill or someplace like that, somebody is going to use it again. It is waiting to be used, not just sit there in a corner collecting dust. Somebody will love that item as much as you did. Maybe there is something that you're confused about. You can work on that confusion, whatever it is that's confusing you. I know that this is this energy is separate from these two, so let's see what this confusion is about. It is definitely separated. Okay, no, it's not. Work on the confusion that you feel about your happy home. What is your definition of happy home? And you thought your home was happy, but it was extremely dysfunctional. Yeah, it has to do with the way that you're seeing it, and the way that you're seeing it is probably, because the Ace of Swords, the way that you looked at it, the way that you used to look at it, and the way that you see it now, it was dysfunctional. What is your version of a happy home now? Because looking back, what you had was not happy, well, it could have been happy, but it was definitely not functional, and it was definitely unhealthy, possibly toxic. So what is your version of a happy home now? Clear the path, embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. Okay. I think that has to do with keep going. However, what is this new path that Taurus can expect once they get this version of the healthy home mindset? How can they move forward? How can this Taurus move forward? Making decisions. Be sure to lay the groundwork for a healthy family. So that it doesn't happen again. Allow your intuition to guide you, because you have come a long way. You have grown an awful lot. You managed to accumulate a significant amount of material wealth after working very hard. to get to the point you're at now. So be sure not to become overly greedy and don't hoard your fortune. Maybe there was some sort of inheritance that you received, or maybe there was a car accident that you were involved in and the money has come in. Try a new venture, invest, open a new savings account. Think about taking a vacation. It doesn't have to be a big one. You could just go to like a bed and breakfast in a neighboring town, something like that. Just get away. Work on your self-doubt. Work on control issues. And I don't mean controlling other people, but it has to do, since the Chariot is in reverse, it has to do with your inner self. Gaining control over your emotions. Don't take everything lying down. So when you do get into a new relationship, be very present in that relationship. Be aware of what the other person is doing. Be aware of what you are saying and doing. Don't just allow the relationship to go on autopilot. A lot of us have a tendency to do that. Be there, be present in it. Is there anything else? Nope. Six of Cups. It's okay to be nostalgic. It's okay to think about the past, so long as you don't allow yourself to get stuck there. Do some shadow work. Do some do a lot of shadow work to figure out where it is that you want to go in your life and what direction. We have to find out where we were. A lot of times we may not know what we want, but we know what we don't want. And we need to find out our patterns. We need to break those patterns. Yeah. On back. Completion, West. 4. Every cycle comes to a close. Do not resist the end of something, because the end heralds a new beginning. Complete the project. Be a finisher. Be not afraid of death. It is a part of life. What is this project at Taurus? I have a feeling that it has everything to do with this relationship. Work on your inner critic. Allow yourself to be open to new perspectives. Stop being so hard on yourself. The 8 of Swords in reverse. Maybe do some cord cutting. Do self-care. A lot of self-care. Let's see here. Let's get a card for... Get a positive message for Taurus to end this reading. Which book is that? Wisdom. Now is the time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions, even if there are dissonant notes in the music of your life. All that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. Find harmony within yourself and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again your life will be filled with beautiful music. Yeah, that is a good one. Okay, so if you're not going to spend time with your family and you're worried that you're going to be lonely, maybe now is the time to think about one of those large projects, like I said, like cleaning out a closet. That way you don't have time to focus on it, and you will actually be focusing on yourself and focusing on self-care and something that you need to do for yourself. Or something else that you want, or some other project that you need to do, like paint your living room or your bedroom or something like that. But, you know, because Taurus says we love our happy spaces. We're all about home and family. So, anyhow, that's what I've got for you today. Like, share, subscribe, or comment. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. I truly appreciate you, and have a good time. I hope to see you again, and be safe this Thanksgiving.